Yeah, actually, the local campaign period just started a couple days ago. So I think the timing of our survey is just right to give everyone a sort of baseline going into the local campaign period. But David, let's move straight into it since you already mentioned our four battlegrounds for mayor. I think everyone is interested in knowing more about the state of these races, especially I think Manila and QC. But maybe let's start it off with what did you see in Caloocan and Malabon?
All right. So as it's for with that with regards to that question, it's instructive that you referred to these candidates in the way that you did in your report. If you consider Caloocan and Malabon, let's start with Caloocan. You've got Erice versus Malapitan. Now both of those are incumbent representatives. If you look at Malabon, you've got Oreta versus Sandoval. You've got the relative of the incumbent mayor versus a former vice mayor and also the wife of a former representative. Now, with this in mind, we can see that these can be viewed as heavy hitters. These are not unknowns. These are not new personalities. They have been around the block, so to speak, and they would be expected to have their own in city bailiwicks and support bases. So I would say that this could be this could have been expected given their backgrounds.
So, David, I think we shall take Manila and QC separately because these are the two most populous cities and very influential cities in the Philippines. And it's interesting for them to have very competitive mayoral races. So, let's start first in Manila. Of course, incumbent Vice Mayor Honey Lacuna is now running to replace incumbent Mayor Isko Moreno Dumagoso, who will not be seeking re election as he is seeking the presidency. And this appears to have created a sort of power void or a big opportunity for different names to come in.
So what I found upon closer examination of the candidates running for mayor in Manila, especially the top three candidates, is that all three could actually be viewed as part of dynasties, from incumbent Vice Mayor Lacuna to Amado Bagatsing and to Christy Lim, who is the daughter of former Mayor Alfredo Lim. If any of you are old enough to remember, he was a prominent figure both in national and local politics.
So, how about in Quezon City? Of course, the Belmonte name is very well known and established in Quezon City and especially in the office of the city mayor. But it appears that Mike Defensor is certainly making things interesting in the Quezon City race.
As a lifelong resident of Quezon City, I can attest to the longevity of the Belmonte family. They have been around for over 20 years, either when you're talking about former Speaker Sonny Belmonte, and of course his daughter, incumbent Mayor Joy Belmonte. So what is happening in Quezon City, I think, is a function of its size. If you consider Quezon City with its 6 districts and its land area, it's quite massive. When you think about a city like that, there would of course be places that are not particularly satisfied with the incumbent and would want or would be more open to an alternative. But then this is where someone like Mike Defensor comes in. Now, if you consider Mike Defensor within the context of the other challengers to the Belmonte dynasty, Mike Defensor emerges as someone who appears to be markedly more prepared and more financially secure in waging a campaign in the massive city